Hey, guess what, man?
Sup, man? You getting owned?
No. We got an invite.
To what?
We got an invite to the Wii.
Are you saying we are gonna go see the Wii?
Wii.
Wii! Let's jet.
Yeah, let's go. Man, I can't believe I get to play with my own Wii.
Yeah, and then we'll play with the new Nintendo. Ah, psych! Well, we just got to play with the E3 version of the Wii. What did you think?
All round it was an awesome system. There were a few things that bugged me a little bit about it, but it's still a pretty cool system. Let's jump back to Nintendo HQ and see what they had to say.
This is the Wii remote. Basically, any sort of movement, any sort of tilt, any sort of rotation is directly translated onto screen. It's also got accelerometers in it, what we call accelerometers. So any sort of acceleration or gesture also gets translated on screen. So basically, the whole area in front of the TV becomes a 3D play area. So if you've got a sword, you're actually just slashing, or you can point and shoot a gun, or you can just drive like that.
This is the golf game, and there's heaps of potential with this one, you can see. The key is to do a normal shot, just like in real golf. I was always more of a tennis fan.
The Wii will input normal size CDs. It won't have DVD playback.
So as usual, Nintendo is choosing to concentrate on gameplay.
Which isn't a bad thing. The Wii will boast several channels to choose from as well, from the actual console. You'll be able to view weather, you'll also be able to view the news.
But more importantly, there's going to be a channel where you can download some retro games. You will have to buy them though.
Internet browsing will be also available, but you have to pay a once-off fee for the Opera browser.
Now, Wii Online has no subscription fees, but you will have to connect it to the net to get all these features. And at the moment, it's looking like the only way you can connect it is Wi-Fi. Nintendo haven't exactly announced any Ethernet capabilities, so you might have to buy one of those USB Wi-Fi adapters.
Oh, it went out.
Notice if I hit it harder, the ball goes harder as well.
And I win. There's also the Me channel, which means you can customize your little characters in games and download them to your controller, which is a pretty okay thing because you can take your little character to your mate's place.
Which brings us to the remote. Once an infrared monitor is attached to the front of your TV screen, the whole 3D space in your living room becomes the play area. Any tilt, twist, swoosh, zoom, even acceleration is monitored by the remote. It's right here is where it's at. Now, I couldn't help but notice a wee bit of lag on the infrared there, wouldn't you say?
That's right, Jungie.
It's just a small delay between the real-life swing and the swing on screen, but a lag issue like that might cause problems with competitive multiplayer. Now, this was the E3 demo version of the Wii, and Nintendo have assured us that there will be no lag in the final version. My only other beef was with the controller. I think the extra controllers might cost around $80. Now, a lot of the technology is actually inside the controller, the infrared, speakers, vibrations, and memory. But $80.
I mean, tell me about it. So what's the verdict on the controller there, Jungie?
Well, of all the next-gen consoles I've seen, this is the only one that I would actually call next-gen. It's not just a hardware upgrade, it's a new way to play games. So it is the only thing I would call next-gen.
And what's it going to make you do?
It's gotta make me move a lot.
Nintendo chose not to comment on their hardware, though there have been a few leaks on the net that comment that the Nintendo Wii is very close to a GameCube 1.5 as far as the hardware goes.
Ah, but can a GameCube do this? Two players gonna get hectic.
Or can it do this? This is a new WarioWare game. It's going to give us an example of what this controller can actually do. So how do you think the Wii will do now, Junkie?
Well, the Wii's set to come out on December 7th, so the 360 has a pretty big head start on it.
And who knows what's happening with the PlayStation 3?
That's right. It is set to have backwards compatibility with GameCube games, and it's being bundled with Wii Sports.
But let's face it, Wii Sports is no Zelda.
You got me there. So let's leave the rubber chickens out of it for now, because this is more of a preview than a review. I think it's safe to say the Wii is looking pretty sweet.
Oh, for shizzle, Junkie Izzle.